college students got a head start on the November elections, casting their ballots with early voting this week at the Union.
Maine's governor stopped by UMaine this morning to speak at this week's climate change conference.
Students gathered to practice for a thrilling time this weekend, all while trying to break a Guinness World Record.
Hello and welcome to Maine Matters. My name is Mathieu.
And I'm Whitney Hodgdon.
The youth started voting Thursday afternoon in the Union. According to political science professor Richard Powell, in the past elections the youth has not turned out to vote. He said this election may be the turning point. Approximately 1,000 college students and Orono residents voted yesterday. Nate Wilds, a UMaine U Vote member, considers it a giant success. Wilds was at the Union making sure students who wanted to vote were registered. More than 3,000 students registered on campus through the efforts of the college Republicans and college Democrats. With 11 days left in the race for the White House, endorsements of the candidates do matter. In an interview with NBC's Meet the Press, Colin Powell, the Secretary of State, says he endorses Senator Obama. With just more than a week until Election Day, statements like this can make a big impact on voters.
Well, I mean, endorsements certainly matter to voters, but not all endorsements are equal, obviously.
Brewer says endorsements from knowledgeable people could help Obama's campaign.
We know that candidates want those endorsements. How much they actually matter to individual voters, I think, really depends on the reputation of the individual or the institution or the organization making the endorsement. So some are certainly much more valuable than others.
No one knows how much Powell's statement will help or hurt Obama's campaign, but Brewer thinks this could sway votes.
Having someone of that stature come out and say he is ready to do this job, he is experienced enough to be president, really kind of helps the Obama campaign.
The presidential candidates aren't the only boxes students will check on November 4th. Ballot question 1 asks if Mainers would like to revoke a bottle tax. Question 2 asks if Oxford County should have a casino. And question 3 would help fund drinking water programs in the state. To learn more about these questions and the congressional candidates on the ballot, go to www.maine.gov.
The student body will soon get its say on the campus politics. This week, the General Student Senate passed 2 resolutions which could change its constitution. One would revoke the student government president's veto power. The other would throw away students' fight to revoke funding state Senate doles out. One resolution that did not get through could have moved the group's presidential elections from December to April. Senators in support of that said that the system is failing. Student body president Lyons felt moving the elections would better accommodate graduation schedules and therefore retain executives. The resolution failed by 1 vote, and the Senate students can vote for 2 constitutional changes next month.
Wind power is the fastest growing source of renewable energy. Maine plans to host at least 3,000 megawatts of wind power by 2020. This is according to a report by the governor's task force. At UMaine, Melissa Landon is experienced with renewable energy. She thinks on and offshore windmills should be explored along with other alternatives.
We should be pursuing other technologies as well. Solar, maybe not so much in the Northeast, since you can see power already on some of our dams. We can start
other
really
things, such as
focusing
tidal power
on
or,
harvesting what we have currently.
hydroelectric power already on some of our dams.
We can start really focusing on harvesting what we have currently.
Gas and coal would still be used, but more sparingly and in conjunction with more earth-friendly options. In Maine, windmills stand in Mars Hill, and there are plans for constructions in various sites around the state, including Stetson. UMaine played host to a climate change conference this week. Kathleen Dom has more.
Governor John Baldacci shared the stage with UMaine's president Friday morning. President Robert Kennedy is a former plant biologist. He shared his insight on what schools across the country are doing.
Through our teaching and research, we're developing the scientists and the practitioners in related fields like policy and communications who will move important educational, government, and business roles.
Kennedy introduced Governor Baldacci, who got some laughs from the audience.
You know, if you weren't so satisfied here as president, you'd become a judge tomorrow.
Baldacci spoke about environment in the upcoming election.
But we know that's the right direction to go in. And we have to trust our instincts to be able to achieve those goals. And you need that same kind of inspiration and leadership. And I believe that we're going to, in the next leader that we elect, the President of the United States.
The conference also featured student projects and an exhibit tent on the mall. Reporting for Maine Matters, I'm Kathleen Dame.
The sale of Old Town's pulp and paper mill was approved Thursday. It was purchased by New York investment group Patriarch Partners for approximately $19 million. The mill was shut down in 2006 after owners filed for bankruptcy. Patriarch's CEO plans to put laid-off employees back to work soon. Maine Governor John Baldacci said that the mill may produce both pulp and alternative energy. The town of Milo is starting over after a recent fire claimed 5 downtown buildings. The insured buildings were torn down to prepare for construction. The 2 uninsured buildings remained standing while waiting on the $30,000 grant from the state to cover the costs. Milo Emergency Manager Jerry Cole spoke to the effect from losing the True Value hardware store.
Value here we've just taken down. You can see that I'm not sure how much he did a year, but it was an ungodly amount for a small town because it's really the only hardware store. We have a lumber store just up the road that doesn't have anywhere near what the hardware store here has. So we're going to miss this dearly.
The insurance money has taken a while to come through, but according to Cole, the town is relieved to see these buildings torn down. It's giving them the chance to start over.
When we come back, we'll discuss Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We also have a report about how to keep from getting sick as winter approaches. Stay tuned. You're watching Maine Matters.
It's the largest and most comprehensive university in Maine.
Cutler Health Center is offering flu shots to the UMaine community this week. Students can make an appointment through the clinic and get a flu shot for $25. Antibodies take about 2 weeks to develop after the shot. Vaccine side effects can include soreness at the injection site, fever, and aches. Getting a vaccine may help prevent the flu, but WebMD has some other tips on prevention. If someone near you starts coughing or sneezing, turn your face away or ask them to cover up. Carry around a paper towel to open doors and gel sanitizer for when it can't be avoided. Wash your hands often and wash them well. Keep hands away from your eyes, nose, and mouth. Finally, get plenty of vegetables, sleep, and exercise.
The rib-shaped spot in front of Fogler Library will fill with tulip bulbs next week. UMaine volunteers are planting 1,000 pink tulips on Thursday in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The event is sponsored by the Maine Cancer Foundation and will raise money for breast cancer research. The Pink Tulip Garden project began 2 years ago. Anyone at the university and surrounding area can attend. Students at a St. Louis area high school were getting tested for HIV this week. An unnamed source said up to 50 students might be infected by the AIDS-causing virus. Test took place in the gym of Normandy High School. The school has about 1,300 students total. Health officials would not release who reported the exposure or how it took place. Coming up next on Maine Matters, we'll tell you why it's getting more difficult to pay for college. Stay tuned.
And most comprehensive university. At the University of Maine, you're in a great place.
Alumni Hall is providing a new service for students at the University of Maine. The Center for Undergraduates Research is a new program that will provide students to research and creative achievements opportunities. Their center is working on creating a variety of independent research and creative projects at the UMaine. Students and faculty members will work jointly on the projects and will be matched based on similar interests.
Prospective students are looking for universities that offer this kind of education, this additional help in obtaining better knowledge, more knowledge in their studies.
For more information on the Center for Underground Research, contact Director Nancy Hall or Graduate Assistant Anya Rose from First Class. The center is located on the first floor of Alumni Hall in room 124.
Students are still struggling with where their financial aid package is. With the increasing prices and downward direction of the economy, some cannot get help. Wingate Hall at the University of Maine has been busy this fall with many questions about financial aid. Though the semester is half over, student funds are still short.
Actually, the amount has increased. The Pell Grants, the federal Pell Grant has increased. The federal Stafford loan limits have increased, as well as University of Maine has added more funds to the University of Maine grant. The problem is that costs have gone up more than the aid has.
The key to getting more aid from the government is to fill out your FAFSA on time. Alumni and students will swarm to Alphon Morris Stadium this weekend for homecoming. This will be UMaine's 131st homecoming. 10 men and 10 women will fight for the royalty crowns. The nominees are selected because of their positive impact on the community.
Costumes and candy will not be the only treats available at the University of Maine on Halloween. The unveiling of the Martin Luther King Jr. Plaza will be outside the Union at 3 o'clock on October 31st. More than 2/3 of the funding is from private donors. The construction of the plaza started in late June. It was proposed 2 years ago by the Dean of Students, Robert Dana. The opening ceremony will feature slave narratives performed by local and national organizations such as the NAACP. UMaine volunteers will help out in the community this weekend. Saturday, the Bodwell Center for Services and Volunteerism will hold a UMaine Cares 2008. The center estimates 120 students representing almost 20 student groups that will attend. Volunteers will help at the variety of places including Old Town's Crossroads Food Pantry and the Bangor Area Homeless Shelter.
Next week is Coming Out Week at UMaine. A celebration of diversity sponsors will hold a rock concert in the Union Monday at 8. The Wildstein office will raise a pride flag on the mall Tuesday at noon. Also, a retired female soldier will come to DPC 100 to speak about her experience in the military. You can check out the CAB and GLBT websites for more information.
Next up, we'll tell you how UMaine's celebrating Halloween. That and more after the break.
It's almost the end of October, and it's time to dress up for the late-night Halloween party in the Memorial Union. This year, the Campus Activities Board is co-sponsoring the event with Wildstein. Students will dance to Michael Jackson's Thriller. Photo booths and fortune readers will be on hand. The party goes from 8 to midnight on October 31st and is free for UMaine students. UMaine hopes to dance its way to a world record this weekend. Reporter Hillary Dugas has more.
With Halloween right around the corner, it looks like the festivities are beginning early. But what you see behind me is not an early Halloween party, but a dance lesson to Michael Jackson's The Thriller. The event will be taking place on Saturday, October 25th at the Rec Center, where the Guinness Book of World Records will be attempted by UMaine students.
Well, we picked Thriller because obviously we're close to Halloween. We wanted to do something that will bring a lot of people together. The Rec Center did a Thriller event last year, and people seem to like it a lot.
This likability has spread worldwide, according to Thrill the World's website. Attempts at the world record have been pursued by countries from the UK all the way to China.
So we decided to do it. I contacted this woman in Toronto that's been doing the Guinness World Records activity for 2 years now. And we said we want to be part of it, so we registered the University of Maine as one of the sites.
Burkett is expecting around 250 people to show up this Saturday, along with the 16 countries and 96 states that are also participating in the Thrill the World event. Burkett is certain the current Guinness record will be broken. One Maine student is eager to participate and talks about how she got involved.
I was browsing the first class announcements folder, and I saw a title or a subject line for Thrill the World, and I thought that was kind of interesting, so I clicked on it, and I thought it'd be something really cool to do, and I actually dragged my boyfriend along with me to do it.
So join us this Saturday for the thrilling world records attempt to break the Guinness Book of World Records. For more information, you can go to the Facebook group Thrill the World. I'm Hillary Dugas, and this is your Maine Channel.
People walking on this mall this afternoon caught a strange sight. No, these aren't statues, they're actual models, part of a climate change fashion show called 7: A Fashion Disaster. Designer Meredith Alex created the line to show through fashion what could result from global warming. Outfits included heat wave, wildfire, drought, and hurricane. The dress model was a UMaine student doing an internship. Members of the University Orchestra will perform tonight. The orchestra is an audition music group with the campus for more than 40 members. They will perform with guest conductor Bruno Campo. Campo is a founder and president of the Metropolitan Youth Orchestra and school in Guatemala. The concert will take place at 7:30 in the Minsky Recital Hall and is free for students with a Maine card. Thank you for joining us. For Maine Matters, I'm Megan Mathieu.
And I'm Whitney Hodgdon. Tune in next week for a political update and more news around your campus. Have a good night, Orono.